the lead of the game is if Xavier Worthy's out for a significant amount of time here. I don't know how this offense functions. I have no idea what it does.
It's that football show here on KC Sports Network. Tucker Franklin hanging out with Matt Verderame, fresh off of a Chiefs loss, 27-21 to the Los Angeles Chargers in Brazil. We are here going to give you our reactions to this game, also Thursday night football game that happened. Look ahead to Sunday slate as well. And man, that was a doozy. Matt, I got to give a shout out to our friends Ben Holiday, Bottled and Bond Bourbon Holiday Distillery. They kept me through that post game show, Matt. I was taking some polls during that post game show. Maybe I'll take some now too.
Should have been taking some polls during the game. That was, yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. That game, look, I'm going to definitely land throughout the course of the show in a space between the guy who says the sky is absolutely falling and the guy who's like, it's week one. Don't worry about it.
Right.
I am going to firmly plant my flag in the middle of those two takes and tell you that, yes, it's week one. And I don't sit here like I said, I think the Chiefs will win this division and I think they'll win it comfortably. And I do. That hasn't changed. I'm not going to all of a sudden just radically go off the page here. I think they're going to go 6-11 like I've gotten in about 3 different DMs tonight. On the flip side of it, I think to watch that game and say that they don't have significant problems in certain areas of this team would be lying. I mean,
100%.
They just played a bad offensive line outside of Alt. Alt's awesome. The rest of that line is not good. That line looks like the Great Wall of Dallas against Kansas City. I mean, Karlaftis was respectable. Nobody else did anything. Jalot was probably the second best defensive line they had on the team in the game, which, I mean, that's a positive. He played well, but
shout out to, he did.
The defense looked horrific. Shamari Connor, I'm pretty sure as we're doing this while going to the bus, just got beat again for another 25 yards across the middle. God. Hey, you know what? I'm not looking to bury the lead because the lead of this game is Xavier Worthy. Okay. But
100%. Yeah.
I will say this about Shamari Connor because he's going to get roasted nonstop for the next 10 days. I understand any Chiefs fan is mad about him and mad about the way he played. And I get all that. It is not that guy's fucking fault. Then stop putting him in positions where he can't succeed. Okay.
Yep.
I'm 37 and probably would run a 6 flat 40. And if they put me out there and said, hey, Matt, why don't you go out there and cover somebody? And I was just getting killed the entire game. Like, that's not my fault. Right. That's the coaching staff's fault for doing that. And Shamari Connor, for anyone who is, I mean, Helen Keller could see that he could not cover. And that's right. That's right. Helen Keller shot me a DM during the game and was like, I can't believe this. Like, I can see how bad this is. And
yeah,
they apparently can't. Like, I guess the Chiefs have just not, they've lost the gift of sight.
Yeah.
And the worst part of that is you have Trent McDuffie. Like,
yes.
What are you doing? That is just, but look, we'll get into all that. The lead of the game is if Xavier Worthy's out for a significant amount of time here. I don't know how this offense functions. I have no idea what it does. I thought Mahomes, especially in the second half of the game, was unbelievable.
Yeah.
I don't know what else he could have done, man. He was awesome. And they lose anyway because their kicker can't hit an extra point. The defense is a mess. I love to sit here and tell you they can't run the ball. Do you know how many times they ran the ball, the running back in this game?
Oh, God. It feels like they maybe ran it 12 times. That might be high.
10 times.
10, yeah.
5 for Pacheco, 5 for Hunt. They ran for 4.1 yards per carry, and the Chiefs were just like, that's cool, never again. I don't get it. I don't get what they're doing. But also, too, like these running backs, even though they were averaging 4 yards a carry, like both of these guys are just not that good. Like they can't run.
They're not.
This is Hunt's fine in short yardage. He's good in that role. That's cool. He's fine in that. Pacheco is, quite frankly, like a borderline starting running back, but really probably a guy who's more of like a change of pace player because of how hard he runs. They just watched a draft go by where they could have taken about 30 different talented running backs and were like,
Correct.
Don't worry about it. We're going to take Omar Norman Lott and then turn him into a nose tackle, but also then trade for Derek Nottie. I don't know what we're doing. So all that led to a defense that in this game gave up well over 300 yards passing, gave up multiple third and long conversions, gave up wide open touchdowns all night long because nobody can cover anybody outside of McDuffie. And at times Watson, I thought Watson's coverage was good. His tackling was not. I don't know where the hell Christian Fulton was in the first half. Did he get like lost on his way to the stadium or something? He was just
give him a map. He needed a map because he kept getting his ankles broken by Quentin Johnston. That's who's breaking his ankles.
Not good. I mean, and like I'm to the point already. Like, and this isn't a week one thing. This is like an all summer long thing. If he's not good, or you don't feel happy with it, like maybe he's not fully back from the knee, whatever it is, then play Noel Williams. Just do it. They have this fetish for these guys who have been on the team for 100 years, who they just can't. God forbid they don't play that guy. And this goes back to Neiman and Sorensen at the end of their careers there. Anthony Hitchens. This is like a long-standing tradition. Okay, only the Masters has a longer-standing tradition than this with the Chiefs. And like Jamari Connor, look, I'm not killing. I honestly think if they played him as a regular deep safety, like fine. I'm not saying he'd be great, but I think he'd be fine. Mm-hmm. He is not a slot corner. How many times do you have to watch this guy get annihilated in that position? It's like Najee Johnson, the second he comes off IR, they're having a pizza party for him, and then he's going to go out there and just get smoked to death for 4 straight quarters on the outside. And it's like, guys, just like Jalot going forward, just play him. Right. You're going to tell me that Mike Dannon deserves more snaps than this guy? Are you kidding me? Like, in what world is that accurate? So in any event, look, there's a lot to get into, but some of this stuff I think is fixable. Some of this stuff is stuff they're going to have to scheme around and try to hide because my biggest takeaway defensively is they're just not athletic. They can't run.
Right. It's a problem.
They're just slow. They're really, 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 really slow.
It's kind of the same now. It's happened on the offense because now they're running the Yunk Ball offense again. Shout out the Yunk Ball. You got all the olds out there now that Travis Kelce got Xavier Worthy out of the way. We got all the olds out there. Let's start with the offense because I think that there's a little bit easier things to explain on the offense than there are because I'm going to get mad about the defense. I can already feel myself start to get mad about the defense. I know that's going to happen, and it did happen on the postgame show. I'm going to get mad about them again. So let's start talking about the offense. Xavier Worthy's injury, obviously a huge injury, and it took them out of their flow of like how they wanted to game plan. They were going to dial up deep shots to Xavier Worthy. They talked about that all offseason.
Yeah.
And they clearly couldn't do that. Tyquan Thornton had to step in. There's some chemistry issues there. He does haul in one deep one right before the half. Tyquan Thornton does. Hollywood Brown does get the deep one. But then they started to have to dial stuff up for Hollywood Brown, which Hollywood Brown clearly looks like the aggregate of his injuries he's taken over his career are caught up to him. And so they're now at a spot where I equated this to the same as last year, man, where it's like, okay, Hollywood Brown goes out. You sign Hollywood Brown. He goes out the first preseason game. You're like, all right, that's fine. We have Rashee Rice, though. And then Rashee Rice gets hurt. And then you go, Rashee Rice gets suspended to start the year. All right, no, that's fine. We have Xavier Worthy. We like what we saw from Xavier Worthy last year. We'll be all right. We can right the ship until Rashee Rice gets back. He goes out with an injury. So now you're staring at Jason Brown-Lee getting real-life fucking snaps in the on a third down in the red zone. What the fuck are we doing, Matt? Like, it is we are now to the point where Patrick Mahomes has to be superhuman for this team to even have a pulse. That's not sustainable.
I really look, and that is to your point, because I said that when I saw that throw to him in the fourth quarter. Like, the game's on the line, and this is like, and you know this too though, to me. This also goes back to like Matt Nagy. That's the best play you've got there. And look, I understand Andy Reid. I want to be clear about this. Andy Reid calls the plays. Okay. Matt Nagy's not calling the plays. But Matt Nagy is putting in the offense every week. Matt Nagy is intricately involved in everything they do offensively. He's not the play caller, but he's intricately involved. And so I guess I should say the play call's on Andy, but like we're to a point that this is the best they've got. And I'll tell you, you didn't touch on this. So I'll hit this softball a mile.
Go ahead.
Juwan Taylor. How many penalties you got in you, man? They should just dress him in yellow in games now. By the way, he got called for 4. He could have been called for about 8. Kept jumping
2
at
holds, 2 false starts.
There's just no urgency. Like Kelsey finally lost his mind and just started screaming at him. But right. Andy Heck, Matt Nagy, Andy Reid.
Where we at?
Anybody alive. Anybody can do anything. And you know what? Last year, as frustrating as he was at times, I kind of understood it in the sense, look, what are they going to do? Play Wanye Morris? They're going to play Kingsley. Like, they're just limited in what they could have done last year. Jalen Moore is standing on the sideline making $15 million this year. And I can tell you right now, because I talked to sources after they signed him with the team, when they signed him, the thought process was he's the left tackle. And then Simmons fell to them at 32, and they took him, and they great. And Simmons, I thought, played pretty well on first blush watching this game.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
But, they were confident enough in Jalen Moore that he could take on the blind side of Patrick Mahomes. And they're watching a human penalty flag out there right now, which has been all he's been for 2 years running now. It's all he does. Right. He takes 1 billion penalties. There's never any repercussion for it. He just does it nonstop. He's taken a ton of them tonight. He took 4 of them, I believe, all in the first 3 quarters of the game. And nothing happens. Nothing happens. Like, I do not understand the lack of accountability sometimes with the team. It's nauseating. They fall in love with these certain guys, and it's just they are beholden to them forever. I don't get it. But yeah, I mean, without Worthy and without Rice, like, I understand people might look at them tonight and go, well, hey, they moved the ball a lot in the second half. Yes, because Mahomes was Superman.
Yes.
Mahomes was God in the second half of that game. Okay. I mean, the throw he made to Juju on that third down is one of the greatest plays I've ever seen in my life.
Ridiculous. Ridiculous.
Then the 4th and 7, he hits Hollywood on that deep ball. Now Hollywood broke free, got open, but Kingsley didn't even touch Khalil Mack in the play. If you go back and watch that play, it's literally they're not going to finger on him. Runs right past him. And Mahomes makes one of the, it reminded, I'm sure, everybody that throw he made against Baltimore years ago to Tyreek. Yes. Right.
Very similar, route concept and everything. Yeah.
Yeah. It was 4th and that was another 4th down, the Baltimore one.
4th and 9. Yeah.
So 4th and 9. So he hit, Mahomes was unbelievable. But I'm sorry, if that's your answer to every game is just Mahomes has got to play like that for this team to do anything, that's not an offense, guys. That's hero ball, and you're just praying to God. Now, yeah, when they play bullshit teams, it's probably enough to just win the game. But when next week, if they don't play a hell of a lot better, they're going to get their asses kicked. That's what's going to happen.
Super Bowl again. It's going to be the Super Bowl again.
They're going to get their asses kicked because Tyquan Thornton and Juju Smith-Schuster cannot be the focal point of your offense. I'm sorry. Cannot be. And to be fair to both those guys, they gave you what they should give you. Juju at 55 yards, Thornton at 41 yards. If you're getting 100 yards out of those two dudes, you're thrilled to death. And Brown gave, but Kelsey outside of one play was persona non grata. I don't know where he was all night, other than when he slammed the Worthy. I don't know where he was, nowhere all night long.
Right.
And then at the end of the game, it appeared like he basically stopped running when he would have had a walk-in touchdown.
Right.
I don't know what that was. He he had a controller glitch on a PS4. He just stopped. It was just, what really. I've been talking about this game in my own post game before. I think what bothered me the most about that game was the complete lack of emotion and urgency going into it. It was just I don't know. Got our asses kicked in the Super Bowl. Whatever. That's fine. Let's just go down here and play another nationally televised game and look like shit. I mean, they had no juice at all until the third quarter when Mahomes basically decided he was going to turn into Rambo running the football, right? Like that was the only, and even then, defensively, there was nothing. They never showed. There was no. Frankel was the only guy I felt like had like some emotion to him.
Yeah.
There was nothing. And Andy after the game was like, it can't be that flat. I'm like, that's great, Andy. That's your job. Like,
right.
That's
the other thing
whole
for me.
point of you existing.
How the fuck are you flat for that game? That is your season opening game. It is an international game. I get it. Cool. Like international, lots of travel. I understand you had a 2-hour drive to your hotel. That sucks. It's the first game of the season. How don't you have any juice? That's what's so like baffling to me. And like you could clearly tell, I'm not huge into like all this like energy talk, right? We talked about it a little bit on the post game show, but like they were clearly flat and they clearly had a different juice level coming out in the second half, really midway through the third quarter when they had that drive, when they finally put a real football drive together. That was it was just so confusing. And I think Matt, just you kind of said something like the most frustrating part to you was the energy stuff. The most frustrating part to me is like we were right about all the stuff that we talked about, like that this team, especially, it's probably more of a defensive point, right? That the secondary did have some major lapses. Like the defensive line didn't necessarily have enough juice to get past an offensive line that was basically blocking with the power of friendship, Matt. Like this offensive line stinks. It stink.
Don't
give
the
Chiefs made them
sacks this year. Yeah.
And the Chiefs made them look like they were the 0-3 Chiefs offensive line. Like that's what is so frustrating to me is that like it's like when you see the train coming on the tracks and you're like, oh, I should probably get off the tracks, or like, hey, you guys should probably move off the tracks, and they just don't. They just don't. Like we would say, hey, maybe there needs to be another. You should draft a defensive tackle or a draft a running back. Maybe you should do that. Maybe you should have a running game with Patrick Mahomes, so Patrick Mahomes doesn't have to throw 55 fucking times a game. I know he didn't throw 55 times this time, but
it felt like it.
It felt like he did. He's always dropping back. Like it just feels like all of this stuff was so preventable. And now, like you talked about it a little bit of just like the offensive things. I do think the offensive things, like there's some pretty fixable things on the offensive side of the ball. There's things that you can do and there's things that you can change, right? There's Jalen Moore you can put at right tackle, or Jalen Moore that you can put at left guard, if you have to.
Put him somewhere on the field.
Right. He's probably one of your 5 best offensive linemen after what I saw today. I'd like to think that he is. I think they use Jalen. I think they use him as a 6th offensive lineman in one of those fourth downs that they did. So like those things are fixable, right? Xavier Worthy, he can come back from injury. Now it sounds like it's worried about the shoulder. I mean, whether it's a separation, dislocation. It didn't look good coming off the field. He was holding it low like you usually see with like a separation or dislocation, and it looked like the trainer mouthed like it's not good. So we'll see. He's supposed to have an MRI on Saturday when you're listening to this podcast. But by the time you're listening to this podcast, you probably already know, or if they've said anything.
I'll say this, it's probably a positive, though. That, like, I would imagine they immediately brought him in for x-rays.
Right, yes.
And if he had a break, they would have known it immediately.
Yes.
So that's probably a positive. If it's a separation, that's not a huge deal long term.
Depending on the severity of the separation, yes.
Yeah, if it's a dislocation, that also can be a couple of weeks. It also could be months because did he hurt any ligaments around it, stuff like that. I mean, that's
did he have surgery? Yes,
right. But I mean, and look, let's just be. I call it what a kick in the balls. Like he didn't even get hurt getting hit by. I mean, he got hit by his own guy who just ran him over like a truck, and not that it's
ragdolled him,
Elsie, but like he ran it. He hit him, but it's the second year in a row when they've played the Chargers that they have just taken out one of their own best players. Listen, if you're looking for a glass half full thing, I think the offense, if they could ever get Rice and Worthy on the field together, I actually think this offense could be really good.
Yeah.
I think this offense score a lot of points. My biggest concern, putting Worthy's health here aside for a second, my biggest concern is defensively. They're just slow as shit. They can't run. And that is something, look, I do think there are some things you can look at. Okay, look, if you put McDuffie inside, I think you can fix a pretty good amount of some of this like middle of the field stuff. The defensive line. I mean, if Jones plays better, then you're obviously in a better spot. But like I will tell you right now, my biggest concern, knowing the way this team thinks, is they will just sit here and play all these guys that they shouldn't play because, God forbid, they ever were just to play somebody who's young and unproven. And I got to tell you, after watching that game, who they could have used tonight? A guy like Bassa, who's just athletic, man, and he can move, and he can make a play in the middle of the field. Like, I don't give two shits about, got to have Nick Bolton out there 100% of snaps because Nick knows the defense. That's great. I would really hope that other players alive know the defense. Like, what happens if Nick Bolton gets hurt? Oh, wait, that happened in 2022. And you know what happened? Nothing. They just kept winning. Drew Tranquil, who was there for about an hour at that point, got the green dot on his helmet and called the defense. And no one's going to believe this. They were fine. And that's not to say that Nick Bolton is not a valuable player to them, but it's to say that Nick Bolton does not have to be out there every time they're on third down. He doesn't have to be out there. They'll live. They're okay. I promise you. Like Leo Chanel could call the defense on third down. They're not just going to melt in the huddle. And if Christian Fulton, if he can't play, then play Noel Williams. Like I don't need to see Najee Johnson. Najee Johnson's terrible. I don't need to see him come back and play. Like I don't need to see Chamari Connor in the slot. You want to play Chamari Connor as a deep safety? Fine. Chamari Connor has no business being in the slot. You know who else doesn't want to see Chamari Connor in the slot? Chamari Connor. Okay? Right. That's who also doesn't want to see him in the slot. Play the best slot corner on the planet Earth right now as your slot corner. That's what you do. Like sometimes this stuff's not that hard. It's not that complicated. It really isn't. And I'm not trying to make it out like that's just a solved all thing, but like it's better. Like I don't want to see Mike Dana over Ashton Gelati. I don't.
Yeah.
I just don't. That kid's got more juice on like 2 pass rushes this game than we're going to see from Dana in a month. Like, play the kid. What is the worst they have? But also, and last on this point, when Norman Lott's good from the ankle injury, which will hopefully be next week. Right. I don't know how else to word this, but just to say it's like this, I don't give a fuck what their thought is. Like, oh, Jerry Tillery. You're like, I don't care. Put Norman Lott in that defense and let the guy play. And if he's terrible, then guess what? He's just like every other defensive tackle they have, not named Chris Jones. So, like, you've lost nothing. And if he's good, then great. Then you've got a young, talented player. But this idea that, like, well, yeah, but we traded for Derek Nottie. Yes, let's never admit that to anyone ever again and create Omar Norman Lott. Okay? Just play the game. Like, if Omar Norman Lott can't get on the field because you traded for Derek Nottie, that is a catastrophe. Yeah. Okay? Like, period. Full stop. Like, remember, God, it feels like ages ago. 2018. Okay. They had Orlando Scandrick at corner for like 15 weeks. And Orlando Scandrick was about as effective as if, like, you put the Chrysler building on toothpicks in hopes that it would hold up. Like, Orlando Scandrick was basically that effective, and that might be a disservice to those toothpicks. Okay?
Yeah. Maybe.
And they finally, in like week 15, were like, I don't know. Let's just play this undrafted kid, Ward. Fucking guy went on to be an all-pro. All-pro. They sat there all year being like, well, I don't know, Orlando Scandrick, like he's a veteran. Mm-hmm. I don't care that he's a veteran. He sucks. It doesn't matter. He's played 90 games. Great. He's terrible. Mm-hmm. Like, I could have Ronnie Lott's knowledge of how to play safety. I can't do it. I suck. Doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah. But that's kind of what's frustrating for me about the defense too. Before we take a break, is just man, like you do have at least that little bit of sense of hope, right? That there's help on the way with the offense. At like the offensive, like okay, yes. Rasheed Rice will be back. Xavier Worthy will get healthy. There's at least Jalen Moore can go in there if you do need another offensive lineman. There's things there. Yeah. The defense. I mean, you're talking about the young unproven guys, but there's like this is your squad. Like, this is your squad, man. Like, this is it. Like, there's no help on the way. This is who you got. These are your guys. This is who you got. And that's a little discouraging after seeing what they did against a Chargers offense that, we thought the big thing was going to have to be stopping the run. They stopped the run fairly well tonight.
Well, I mean, it's not hard to stop the run when the Chargers literally decided the best way to run out the clock was to just throw it because there's absolutely no shot in hell you can do anything to stop them. This is a
because
team
you can't rush the passer and you can't cover shit. That was the Chiefs defense.
A tough combination for the Chiefs.
Very tough one.
No, but to your point though, like I agree, like that defense, that is your squad. So like, guys, I got news for you. You might as well play these young kids and give them a shot and hope that they're good because that is the one solve here. Is like, hey, Noel Williams can play and Gelati can play. And you know what? Maybe the first half of the year they're not that good. And you're sitting at the bye week at 5-4. Okay. Maybe they're really good the second half of the year and you go 7-1 out of the bye. Like 2022 was kind of a lesson in that. They played a lot of rookies. And guess what? Second half of the year, and you know what, too? You don't know. Jalen Watson was a 7th round pick that worked at like Wendy's famously.
Right.
And they put him in against the Chargers. And he had a 99-yard pick six and everything. Like, sometimes you just play these guys and you don't know what you have in them until they just get out on the field. And that's kind of the point. I know what I have in Derek Nottie. I've got nothing. Yep. I know what I've got in Jerry Tillery. You know who else knows over that? The Chargers, who watched him not be good for them after his first round pick of the team. I know what I have in Shamari Connor as a slot corner. Like, I don't need to see that anymore. Play Roland Wallace. Do anything. Instead of just sitting there and getting annihilated nonstop.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look, we're going to talk about the Thursday Night Football game, the NFL Kickoff game that was absolutely insane. Like, the way that the NFL kicked off was so insane, so weird, and also so perfect at the same time for the NFL being back. Obviously, it has to do with the Chiefs' Week 2 opponent. We'll look ahead to a little bit later the other NFL games on the slate. But we're going to take a break. We'll be back right after this. But before we take a break, I got to tell you, I got to call all Chiefs fans here. You could be on the field at the 50-yard line inside GEHA Field for the official coin toss at Chiefs home games this season. Visit Chiefs.com/GEHA now. Enter to win a chance to be on the field for a once-in-a-lifetime view of the pre-game coin toss. Plus, you can score other exclusive prizes. Enter for a chance to win at Chiefs.com/GEHA. GEHA is a proud partner of the Kansas City Chiefs. We're going to take a break. We'll be back right after this. Chiefs.
Looking for tickets for your next event? Tickets for Less is your #1 source. Save big on every purchase when you use promo code KCSN at ticketsforless.com.
Just a short drive from Kansas City. Experience the history, the heritage, and the bourbon at Holiday Distillery. Tour Missouri's oldest distillery, where real Missouri bourbon is made the old-fashioned way. Walk the grounds, taste the tradition, and take home a bottle of something special. Make the trip, sip the story. Holiday Distillery, Weston, Missouri. Book your tour at holidaydistillery.com.
What's up, guys? I'm BJ Kissel, founder and CEO of KC Sports Network, and I'm here to talk to Kansas City businesses. If you rely on technology, you need an IT support team that's not just another vendor, but a true IT partner. That's why I want to introduce you to my friend and neighbor, KJ Miller. He is a VCIO at ThrottleNet, the Midwest's highest rated and most reviewed IT support company. They've been in business for more than 25 years, helping companies stay secure, productive, and ahead of the curve. They aren't just IT support, but they provide data security, IT strategy, and cloud software services. They do it all, and their reviews show they do it better than anyone else. So if you want to hear about how ThrottleNet can help your local business, join the conversation with myself, KJ Miller from ThrottleNet, and our resident genius from KC Sports Network when it comes to IT, at least as he's affectionately known by us, Mr. Craig Stout. Click the link in the description to hear how ThrottleNet can help you.
All right, Matt, you had the break to collect ourselves after that. I think I'm calmed down a little bit. Did you get everything off your chest from the Chiefs game? Can we move? Are you good to move ahead?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'm sure I'll have to talk about it nonstop for the next week and a half. So yeah, I've got plenty of stuff. But by the way, on a complete side note,
I'm for it.
Like, did you see this woman at the Phillies Marlins game? It's the worst person alive.
Yeah, so I just saw the end of like the Marlins doing something for this kid for this guy.
Yeah, like the father caught a home run ball off a bounce, basically.
Yeah,
and then this woman apparently thought she had like birthrights to this baseball, and went absolutely apeshit. And the father took the ball out of his own kid's glove and gave it back to this woman. First of all, I got to tell you, that father, immediate grounds for divorce.
I think so.
The wife shouldn't leave and get 100% and full custody of the kids. Bro, like, there is no world that woman is getting that baseball. I'm sorry. But the internet's like on an all-out manhunt for who this person is, so she can be shamed into oblivion.
Good.
Oh, it's 1,000% good. Yeah. The Phillies took care of this kid, who was, by the way, there apparently on his birthday.
Oh,
yeah. This woman is getting absolutely roasted beyond words online. I normally genuinely don't care, bro. I want her so badly to be put out on Twitter, name all of it, like just absolutely eviscerated, because she deserves to be. She is truly the worst. And I hope she's found out for who she is, because she's human garbage. That's what
I am. Yeah, I am all for people having to face consequences for their actions. This is a big consequences podcast. I think we are both very big fans of people having to deal with consequences. But yeah, that is great. I just saw this tweet come across the timeline as we are recording this again on now Monday morning or Saturday morning. Golly, God bless. Scott Casper, he tweets out, for the first time in his career, Patrick Mahomes has trailed for the entire fourth quarter in consecutive games. Only the second time he hasn't had a lead in consecutive fourth quarters. The 2023 Packers game and Bills game is the first time. That's a big bummer.
I don't lie to you, man. That game felt like the Super Bowl in some ways, even though it was a lot closer. Just getting their asses kicked up front. Not so much on offense this time, but on defense.
On defense, yeah. Like, cause I didn't necessarily feel like the offensive line played awful. Like, even Juwan Taylor, obviously, that's the vintage Juwan Taylor game, right? Like, that was a Juwan Taylor box score, typical.
Does Juwan Taylor get called for penalties just in his everyday life? Like, Juwan Taylor, just goes to the grocery store and, somebody just throws a flag and it's like illegal formation.
Parking tickets, right? Yeah, he just gets a lot of tickets.
No, I thought the offensive line was all right. Defensively, you know, I guess why I felt similar, because it wasn't a similar game in the sense that the Chiefs actually could have won this game.
Yeah, right.
It felt similar in the sense it just felt like they were just dead on arrival. There was just nothing. Again, it goes back to the energy of it. It's just they just showed up okay. I guess we have to play football tonight. And the one thing I do wonder, and this openly might be an overreaction, there's a little part of me that does wonder, are they just exhausted?
Yeah, could be.
Yeah, I'm not saying that's true. I'm not not one of these people who's like, oh my God, they're going to go 7-10. But I just wonder a little bit if they're just kind of feeling a lot of long seasons and a lot of long runs, and
no.
Maybe they're not. Maybe we all look back on this and we laugh. And we're like, oh, it's a total anomaly, and they go 13-4. But it's just a thought that I'd be lying if I said it didn't cross my mind.
I don't think it's a bad thought at all. Another team that didn't start out very hot was the Philadelphia Eagles in their game against the Dallas Cowboys. They did all the pregame festivities. NFL Kickoff was on Thursday. That game, I think we all kind of expected to be pretty one-sided. It ended up being a pretty darn close game. And the way that game started, Matt, made me so thankful that football was back. The way that game started with, you had all of the the fanfare of hanging a banner, and then they kick off, brand new kickoff rules, immediate injury. You get an injury on the first play, just an immediate injury. You get the slow zoom in on the poor man's face of where he is just showing no emotion, and you can see him say, "What the fuck? It's not fair." And you're like, that sucks, man. And that's the same knee that he hurt the year before too. So that blows really hard. And then all of a sudden there's a flag on the field. And I'm thinking, that's weird. It's probably just like a holding from like, the kickoff. It's flag. No, it's not. It's not. Jalen Carter, renowned guy who is really good at making good decisions.
Real character guy. Yeah.
Right. Real big character guy decides just to spit on Dak Prescott, which is one of, like, this whole Spitgate thing, legitimately one of the funniest things in my life. And thank you to the weather in Philadelphia for having a weather delay, because of the weather delay, we got more footage.
Yeah.
Everyone had time to go review the footage and look back and say, hey, wait, Dak spit first. Dak, it's like a little Han Solo, like Han shot first. It's one of those situations. But Dak continued to deny that he didn't do it maliciously. Jalen Carter did do it maliciously. He did it right into his chest. But
I don't.
What an idiot, by the way.
Yeah, I was gonna say, man, I don't want to hear anything from Jalen Carter. Like, Dak Prescott did not spit on Jalen Carter.
No,
he spit like yards in front of him, and
he took offense to it.
I don't want to break news here for anybody. Like, guys spit all the time.
Oh yeah.
Ever been on a hockey bench? I mean, you're like drowning in saliva on a hockey bench. It happens constantly. You know what doesn't happen? Guys just spitting at other people. Okay. I would not be totally shocked to be suspended for it. Like, I don't think he will be.
I don't think he will be either.
But I wouldn't be shocked if he was.
I think if we didn't see the other Dak stuff, he would be suspended. But sorry to interrupt.
No. It's just a disgusting thing. Like, what is wrong with you? And then after the game, I love the whole like, well, it's not something that's going to happen again from like half the team. It's like, I got to tell you, it might. Like, just based on his pattern of decision making. It's like, I love in the game, to go back to the actual game.
Right, yes.
The Cowboys are driving for a go-ahead score, and George Pickens was like, this would be a great time to just take Reed Blankenship by the face mask and just try to throw him like a javelin. It's like, hey, bro, maybe not.
He's so funny.
I gotta tell you, though, if that guy was on my team, I would
I'd be so pissed.
I would want him off that team so fast. Like, he is the epitome of just, what are you doing? What are you doing? Like,
right.
It's never even like borderline. It's like the dumbest thing you'll see all week, and it's just constantly George Pickens. Like, it'd be one thing if it was like a real ticky-tack. Yeah. It's like, oh, let's see what the personal foul is. And like, in this day and age, like, half the time it is some bullshit, like the personal foul on Karlaftis in this game. But
right, yes.
He grabbed Reed Blankenship by his head and threw him. Like, what are you doing? Like, what? How did you, like, you knew you weren't going to get away with that. There's no way you thought you were getting away with this. You're in the red zone. Like, all the officials are within 10 yards of you. Like, nope. It's going to whale the guy by his head. And it's like,
another renowned good decision maker, George Pickens.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, just another guy who it's like, dude, I mean, maybe not do everything that comes into your mind. But it's just, no filter whatsoever. Him and Jalen Carter look, if those two end up in the same division for a while, like, there's 1,000% a chance that we get like an all-out fist fight, like helmet swinging brawl during a Thanksgiving Day game, right? Like, and then like Nance has to call that. I feel like Nance would be the funniest of the guys to call that.
100%.
Like, I feel like Aikman and Buck, I feel like oddly is kind of in his element with that. I feel like Nance speaks, oh no, they're going to injure each other. And then it would just feel like Jalen Carter just beating him over the head with a helmet, George Pickens like biting him in the ankle. Like I'll tell you, look, honestly, like the Chiefs loss was really, really ugly and has a lot of things that should have been concerned. Right. If I was a Cowboys player, I would have been physically ill getting on that plane. I think we should have won that game. We handed them that game. I mean, it's a weird thing because like the Eagles, that game's going to get forgotten about. Like rightfully so, they won the game. Yeah. But everybody's going to act like all's well with Philly. Philadelphia was a mess in that game, and they just so happened to win because Dallas was like, "Please beat us," and made about 15 different errors in that thing. Philadelphia, I'll tell you, their defense wasn't a whole hell of a lot better than Kansas City's. I mean, they were not good, and they got away with it, but it was not good.
That's one thing that I realized from this game. But by the way, this is literally coming hours after. Was it Dan Orlovsky that called Nick Sirianni and Jalen Hurts the new Belichick Brady?
Yes.
Is that who that was?
Yes, it was. Yes. So
hours after he called them that, they hit 4 personal fouls for 57 yards. The trademark of Belichick teams of being very undisciplined. Yeah. Okay. Thank you for that, Dan. Don't you have an end zone to run out the back of? Anyway. When I was watching that game, my biggest takeaway was I forgot how good Dak Prescott can be.
He can be good. He can be good.
He threw some pretty darn good balls. There's a couple times where he had some zip on it. I was like, whoa! Like I forgot that this is how Dak Prescott plays sometimes. And to be fair, he hadn't really been healthy the past couple of years, so we haven't seen a whole lot of Dak Prescott. I just in my brain was like, oh yeah, that guy stinks. CD Lamb looked really good for the first half. Second half, not so much. That's kind of when you want to play good. But like that Dallas offense, like could be kind of interesting. They were making things interesting there for a little bit. If Dak plays like that all year, I don't know. That Thanksgiving game might be a little bit more interesting than you think.
I still think Dallas is not good.
I think that's fair.
I don't think
but Dak surprised me.
Dak played well. Yeah. No. Listen, I mean, I think Dak played really, really well in that game, and was undone by the fact that CeeDee Lamb turned into Sky Moore.
He did, yeah.
Sorry to Sky Moore, but we would.
Shout out Sky Moore. We got.
Yeah, I thought about it. I was like, we're 41 minutes in. We really need a reference here.
It's been a minute.
But CeeDee Lamb was atrocious in that game. To be fair to Sky Moore, I think even he would have played better than CeeDee Lamb in that game. That was rough. But they lost that game because of a fumble down inside the red zone, because of multiple massive drops by CeeDee Lamb, and because George Pickens went full George Pickens,
right,
in an opportune moment. Like, I mean, Dak played his ass off. Dak played a hell of a lot better than Jalen Hurts did in that game. Which, by the way, look, and this is weird coming from me because I'm a Hurts guy. Like, I've always kind of defended him. It's okay to just be like, yeah, he didn't play that well.
Yeah, right.
Like, all these people who are like, no, he actually was great. No, he really wasn't. I watched that game. Like, do you know what his average depth of target was if you take out that throw to Dotson?
Oh, gosh. It can't be much. It can't be more than 5.
It was 2.
All right.
He averaged 2 yards of average, not completion, depth of target.
Yeah. Wow.
Was 6 feet away from him. Okay, so I'm 6'2". If I laid down at his feet, his average depth of target was my neck. Okay, like, and they won because Dallas just pissed their pants. But like, yeah, listen, I think, look, even me, like, if you ask me right now, Philly and the Chiefs, like week 2, like, yeah, I think Philly's probably going to win that game based on what we saw from the Chiefs. But also, like, that's the classic. Like, Philadelphia didn't really play well in week 1, and the Chiefs. I mean, if there's ever a week where it's like, oh my god, like sheer panic, but.
Yeah.
Who knows? I mean, the way the Chiefs play, they might come out sipping like pina coladas for the first half of this game, and then be like, 27-3. Let's give it a shot.
Right. They don't think the game starts until they're down 10.
Yeah, that really, truthfully, you really want to get down to brass tacks. Like, you want to talk about the difference in the game? Like, they just didn't play football for the first half.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They win the game if they bothered to show up for a half of football, but they didn't. So
They didn't. They did not. All right. That's all the games that have been played so far. Let's take a break. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say it's 1:40 a.m. I don't know. Yeah, it's fine. Let's take a break.
Let's take a break, and then we'll wrap up the show with a look ahead to this week, and we'll round it up. It is late. It's late. We appreciate you guys hanging with us, but take a break. We'll be back right after this. Chiefs.
What's good, everyone? It is KCSN betting analyst Benny Heiss. You know, something hit me as I was driving to the Missouri side, ironically, for something not available on the Kansas side. I cross over. I just can't get over how long sports fans in the state of Missouri have been waiting. It feels like forever. Good news is you don't have to wait much longer because DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook app, is finally coming to the Show Me State. And if you're thinking, yeah, but I got to wait on the sidelines until December 1st, it's not true. You can sign up right now. And when we go live, new Missouri customers get $300 in bonus bets just for placing a $5 bet. $5. That's not even as much as a pumpkin spice latte that's going to take over. So it's not some ragtag sports, but this is DraftKings. You got live in-game betting. So if your team starts hot, you can jump in mid-play. There's lightning fast payouts. None of that wait 3 days for your money nonsense. And you've got more ways to get in on the action. There's no better way to start. It's all from your phone. When we go live, you'll be betting with a sportsbook trusted by millions, safe, secure, fast withdrawals, everything you want. Well, except maybe a guarantee that your team will cover the spread, but that part's still on you. So here's the move. You download the DraftKings Sportsbook app, use code KCSN, and when we go live December 1st, that $5 bet turns into $300 in bonus bets. That is code KCSN in partnership with DraftKings Sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus and physically present in Missouri. Eligibility restrictions apply. Bonus bets expire 7 days after they are issued. Excludes customers who redeem pre-launch sign-up offer. Terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos.
I'm Brett Goodwin, one of the owners of The Learning Tree. The Learning Tree is a neighborhood toy store in Prairie Village, Kansas. This has been here in this location since 2000s, and my husband Alan and I purchased the store in 2023. Alan and I grew up in families where we've always wanted to have a business together. Alan grew up, for instance, his parents had a jewelry store. I worked in a local toy store here in Prairie Village when I was growing up. When this opportunity happened in 2023, we knew right away we wanted to contact them and pursue the store. We wouldn't have been able to get the store without the team at Emprise Bank. From the day we contacted them, they knew what we needed to do, which was very helpful. I would absolutely recommend the team at Emprise Bank to anyone looking to secure a business. We worked with Emprise from day one. They were extremely helpful. They were always great resources. We talk to them frequently. They know the area. They're very friendly. We know who we're going to talk with, and they know what we need to do. We hope we'll see you at the Learning Tree.
I appreciate you guys letting us pay some bills here as we are going to round out this show, take a look at the rest of the slate that's going on in the NFL as you are getting ready for your NFL Sunday. Matt, looking at this noon slate here, there's a couple of games on here that piqued my interest. Obviously, we're going to talk about Baltimore and Buffalo. What is one on this noon slate here that you're excited to watch?
The noon slate. There's a handful of games I think that are interesting. I mean, look, just the storylines of it, like the Jets and the Steelers.
Right.
I think that's an intriguing game. The late games are very good with Houston and the Rams and the Packers and the Lions. I'm trying to think the Steelers Jets would be my answer. Honestly, the Pats and the Raiders is interesting.
It is. Christian Gonzalez ruled out for that game on what day? Friday.
Yeah.
So he's not going to be playing in that game. That'll be interesting.
But I would say that because two new coaches, two proven coaches, one quarterback who's essentially like basically almost a rookie still at this point. A lot of new faces, new places. That's an interesting game. I like that game. I'll be tuned into that for sure.
That's a good one. The Arizona or the Pittsburgh, New York one is the one that Kansas City area people will be seeing on their maps, on their coverage maps. To talk about this on the stream on, I believe, Wednesday when those coverage maps came out. That's what they'll be seeing on their CBS local stations. I think we talked about this last week, maybe a little bit. Cincinnati at Cleveland. I think that could be a really interesting one because
Could be
that
a
could be
hilarious game to watch. Yes.
Yeah. I'm cheering for the hilarity of that one. If Cleveland, it's because it's at Cleveland. It is at Cleveland. Cincinnati going to Cleveland. Cleveland has always given Cincinnati bugaboos, and Cincinnati does not start very hot ever. And so that'll be an interesting one to see. I think that could be like a recipe for disaster there. That is on that slate is what I'm looking for. Obviously, you hit the late slate is pretty good when you look at it outside. I mean, Tennessee, Denver, sure, but like San Francisco, Seattle, Detroit, Green Bay, Houston, LA. Those are good games. That's a good slate there.
How terrified should owners of McCaffrey be?
Oh, it's a calf injury, right?
Yeah, it's like sheer terror, right?
Yeah, so you have to be. And like I think I tweeted about this when the Saints were like, "Oh yeah, hey, by the way, Chase Young, he's feel a little tight in his calf, but he's fine, but he's good." You don't mess around with calf injuries. If anybody like paid attention to the NBA at all last year, during the playoffs there was a couple of guys who had like calf tightness and then they tried to play through, Tyrese Halliburton being one of them, snapped their Achilles like the next day. Like the next time that they played.
Good.
No, I think the same thing happened with Damian Lillard. Like that happened with him. He tried to play through some calf tightness,
obviously,
and then
AD years ago.
AD, yep. And so like calf tightness is never good. It's never just your calf, right? And I think that needs to be taken a little bit more seriously. And I think it will be. But if I'm a Christian McCaffrey fantasy owner, or just a Niners fan in general, or just a fan of Christian McCaffrey, the clock's ticking for him, right, Matt? Like it feels like Christian McCaffrey, another injury. If he goes out and he tries to play and he pops his Achilles, man, it feels like that time's almost up for Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah, that's a scary deal, man. Like it's like when a pitcher in baseball has it's a forearm tightness. It's like, oh God,
yeah.
Like he's got what? Oh yeah, no, it's okay. It's like, is it? Because that's usually not a good thing. Yeah, that would definitely scare me for sure. Listen, Christian McCaffrey's a hell of a player. I hope he's fine. I hope he's healthy and good to go. 100%. And it's cautionary and all that. But like, yeah, point is, if I'm the Niners or somebody who has him as a fantasy player, like I'd be, oh God, not good. Because typically that stuff is not good. Like sometimes it can be nothing, but a lot of times that's a precursor to something a lot more serious.
Yeah. There's also been a kind of a flurry of deals, Matt, that have happened just before the season kicks off. I always find that really interesting. The teams are always just like trying to get these deals in right under the gun before the season starts. So I think Tampa Bay had a deal there with one of their safeties. They play Atlanta this week. That's a big divisional game for them. Tampa Bay, I don't know if you saw this. Tampa Bay is the most bet team to win the Super Bowl this year.
There are a lot of people say I have been in the NFC Championship game, but I also have the Chiefs win the Super Bowl. We just saw what happened in that game. So, I mean, keep in mind that my picks might just be bullshit. No, I have. I mean, they could be, but not because of that. I have him in the NFC title game. I think the Bucs are really good. I think the Bucs are really good. I do too. So I am very curious how they play, but I like them. I really do think that they could make some real noise.
Yeah. I like Baker too, the way that Baker's been kind of able to find a career revitalization down there. Makes me feel good. I don't necessarily feel the same way about the Falcons and what they have going. Like the Falcons just feel weird to me, man. They're paying a lot of money for a backup quarterback. I know they got Michael Penix, like they've got Bijan Robinson, like they've got pieces, but it just doesn't seem like cohesive.
Here's the problem with them. I feel like, there are certain franchises in sports you basically forget that they exist.
Right.
I kind of feel like that's Atlanta in the NFL. Mm-hmm. Like when we're talking about baseball, right? Like, I wouldn't even say like the A's or the Pirates because like they're bad enough that I feel like people talk about them.
Yeah.
It's kind of like if in baseball, like I don't know, the Reds.
That's a good one.
Oh yeah, they're still functioning, or like in basketball, You sit there and it's like a lot of years, I feel like, you'll sit there and do that with like a team like, I don't know, Utah,
Right.
or
Bucks pre-Giannis.
yeah, now like Toronto's a perfect example of that.
Yeah.
We're just oh, right, the Raptors, right? Basketball is still played in Canada. Like the Falcons are the Raptors of the NFL. It's like, oh,
I like that.
Right, the Falcons. Yeah, they'll draft 14th. Like it's like there's never anything else except like when they're blowing the biggest lead in Super Bowl history.
How bad is the Miami Colts game going to be?
Oh, not good. Not good. not whoever loses that feels awful about themselves. Like whoever loses that game is like, we are not good. This is gonna be awful. I almost, just for selfish reasons, want to see the Colts up like 21-0 at halftime, and then they come out and like Evan Washburn's down on the field on the Miami sideline. He's like, Tyreek Hill told me he wants to get traded at halftime. And they're like, awesome.
Yeah.
And then like you just see Brett Veach just like frantically on the phone with Miami.
God, yeah.
Would you take a third? Whoever loses that game, it's devastating.
Right.
Those are some of my
You have a team that actively hates each other. Then you have a coach that actively hates its team on the other side.
And then all of them actively hate both quarterbacks.
Yes, right. Yes.
It's just unbelievable. It's going to be great theater.
That is a doozy to start off with. Arizona and New Orleans again. I mean, that one, let me tell you about that. There's games that are called needle movers. That one, wouldn't call it a needle mover.
Unless you're pinning the needle to E. Yeah. Like, New Orleans has to be the most uninspiring team I can remember in some time.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of, God, I can't remember who was involved because I'm old and passing away. But there was a battle years ago in Denver quarterback where it was like, I think it was like Paxton Lynch, Mark Sanchez, and Trevor Siemian.
Yeah.
And I was working at Fanside at the time, and I was like, this is the saddest quarterback battle in NFL history. Like, how is this even a real thing?
Yeah.
The Saints have made a hard charge at that record.
That's true.
Like, Tyler Shuck is 25 years old. Man was in college for 12 years. Check that. But I believe it was 12 years. Mm-hmm. And never seriously came close to beating out Spencer Rattler.
No, never was.
That's impossible. Like, what? Is Spencer Rattler younger? He probably is.
No, he has to be. He has to be. Spencer Rattler.
Yeah, I'll tell you right now. So Spencer Rattler is, oh yeah, he's definitely, he's 24. And
that's hilarious.
Wait a minute. Their birthdays were September 28th, both of them.
Both of them a year apart? That's crazy.
That's awesome.
That is crazy. Who's the other quarterback? They cut Jake Haener?
They brought him back. He's back.
Darn.
Here's my only memory.
He's the third quarterback then, right?
He's 26 years old, yeah. Here's my only memory of Jake Haener. I was at the Senior Bowl the year he was there for Fresno State.
Yeah.
And I forget who the group of quarterbacks was that year, but dude, it was brutal. It was brutal, that Senior Bowl for quarterbacks. Like, it was just a who's who, just a casserole of nonsense.
Wow, he won Senior Bowl MVP?
Yeah, he did. So he was 2023 Senior Bowl. And it was like, I remember writing down in my notebook.
Oh my gosh. Max Duggan, Jaron Hall, Hendon Hooker, Clayton Tune, and Jake Haener were your quarterbacks.
I remember writing, dude, I'm telling you. Like, I wrote in my notebook, like, Jake Haener might be the best quarterback here. And that's not a good thing. Actually, by the way, who's actually the best quarterback there, as it turns out, was Bajan.
Yeah. No, 100% was.
But man, they were brutal. And there was a kid from Nevada who was like supposed to be good. I think he was the other year prior, Carson Strong. He ended up having an injury. It wasn't going out of him, but
Yeah.
I just remember watching that and being like, this guy's probably the best dude here, and he's not good. And some teams are going to convince themselves that he is. And that's who the Saints had a three-way quarterback battle with. That's impossible. Tyrann Mathieu watched one practice and was like, I'm retiring.
Like he said, yeah, you know what? I think I will join Kay Adams on these 14 carpets that they're going to put. Did you see that? Did you see how many rugs they had out? That's ridiculous.
Cam Newton also, by the way, he called earlier and said the butler did it. Like, I'm not exactly like Mr. High Fashion over here.
Right.
But buddy, my God, man. Like, we're like a monocle away from just, he's going to get his own, like, detective show.
Solve crime. Yeah.
Yeah. But, look, man, some of these teams are absolutely rancid. And the Saints, that Saints-Cardinals game, there is not going to be a lot of juice to that bad boy. Fox's A team's not calling that game. I'll tell you right now.
Yeah, I should have pulled up the old 506 to see what 506 Sports.
Oh, bro, I got you covered. It is it is Tom McCarthy, Ross Tucker, and Logan Ryan.
They're putting Ross Tucker on that. Listen, take the podcaster, put the podcaster on that one.
That's awesome.
I know he used to play football. Don't come after me in the comments. I knew he used to play.
I love how like that game is being shown in like half of Arizona and like Mississippi.
Yeah.
It's like, there's no need to hurt anybody else like this.
It's so funny. Looking, there was one of the maps that is very funny, and one of them you can clearly the Tampa game is like in Norman. It's the Fox Seal one.
Yes.
And you obviously because of Baker, but
on the one.
So Arizona's interesting because I know there's people that think they're going to be good.
Right.
That's interesting to me. I don't know if I see it, truthfully. But
I mean, my problem is I think they're going to be like a 500 team, which is basically what they were a year ago. But you get these people who are like, man, I'll tell you, if Kyler just takes that next step, bro, he's like 37 years old.
Yeah, what year is it? I was going to say
he's not taking that next step. He's who he is.
Right.
That's what he is. He's not still going to wake up tomorrow and be like, man, I'm actually a lot better than I've been showing. No,
taking that next step today, actually.
Yeah, I've been thinking about it. I could have taken that step 5 years ago, but I'm thinking now is my time to shine. I mean, he's 28, which isn't like ancient, but this is like year 7.
Right.
I think he's just kind of who he is. Like almost every year of his career is basically the exact same year. Like 3,800 yards passing when he's healthy, 22, 23 touchdowns and like 10 picks. Like he's like shockingly consistent. Like that's what he's going to do. And if there's a Call of Duty update, you may want to fade him that week.
Yeah. That's
just
how it is. That's how it is. All right, let's talk about the big one, Baltimore, Buffalo, Sunday Night Football. We'll have another podcast out before the Minnesota-Chicago game. I look forward to that because you see Tyler Dunn's story?
What's that?
Do you see Tyler Dunn's story on Caleb Williams?
Yeah. Yeah, I had a lot of Bears fans get real pissed off at me, and I think now maybe I did. Yeah.
I want to read an excerpt from it. I know that I said we weren't going to talk about this game and then immediately started talking about this game. One of my friends is a Bears fan. I have to alert him of all the Bears happenings, about their number 1 overall pick that they picked, and they were so certain that he was going to be the guy. Quote, this is from Tyler Dunn's story. Go check it out at Ty Dunn on Twitter. His Substack is very good. Go longtd.com. Go check that out. Got all the good plugs in there. Williams struggled to execute elementary tasks. Everything was a new disaster. Early that spring, the Bears changed the snap count to appease Williams instead of using a combination of colors and numbers like every other team in the NFL. The Bears reverted to ready, set, go. straight out of JV football, because that's what the quarterback requested. Aside from the obvious on-the-field consequences, defenders could tee off. The Bears were establishing a troubling precedent and allowing a rookie to tell them exactly what to do. Veterans couldn't believe it. "Are you shitting me?" one receiver coach asked. When a play was called, it was sent in. He'd stare at his wristband for a painful length of time, like it was in another language, another coach said. Williams verbalized the call in the huddle. It was wrong half the time, and then the players would be lined up wrong all over the field. Verbiage was truncated. Huddling was minimized. The playbook dumbed down. The Bears' offense devolved into an exercise of trial and error to fit whatever the USC rookie demanded, all of which would have been manageable if Williams was willing to work. He was not. For all the talk about wanting to be great, this new quarterback didn't seem to have the desire. He wasn't storming away. When he wasn't storming away from a coach, he was telling veteran wide receivers how to run their routes before taking a game rep himself. In the meeting room, he barely said a word and didn't pay attention. Coaches often caught Williams on the wrong page of the game plan completely. He blew off film sessions and lifts. So that's great.
Yeah, listen, I got a lot of shit from Bears fans after I went to camp on August 15th and was like, yeah, their offense stinks.
Yeah.
And part of it's because he can't figure out a cadence. And guess what? He can't figure out a cadence. So
it's all this clapping
for anyone
bullshit
out there
going on in
who's a
college
fan who's like, that's literally talking. Okay? That's what that is. That's hiking a football. And that's a pretty basic thing. And apparently it's not in Chicago. And I can tell you all summer, that has been a massive problem. Okay? And Ben Johnson spent the OTA session I was at basically yelling at them the entire practice because they couldn't figure out how to get off the ball. Then spent most of the summer watching them commit false start after false start because they can't figure out what the hell they're doing. Yeah, let's put it this way. If you read my camp report and apparently read Ty Dunn's story, I'm not exactly super high on the Bears offense this year, and apparently neither is Ty Dunn. So, yeah, man, not great. Football is not a game that's just physical. It is played between your ears. And if that's a huge problem, you've got a huge problem.
Yeah, I agree. But we'll talk about that game probably a little bit before it happens.
It's 2 a.m. I'm running out of Bills, Ravens. Here's the deal.
Yep. Lay it on me. Then we'll get out of here.
Look, the Ravens, like, Ricard's out for the game. Likely's out for the game. If I would try to run the ball early because the Bills don't have a big front. If they can't run the ball early, I would throw all day because their safeties are terrible. And Maxwell Harrison's out. Tre'Davious White is not good, and he's out. I mean, I would relentlessly throw at them and just be like, go ahead and do something about it. And if I'm the Bills on offense, I'd basically be like, well, we need to have a balanced attack because Baltimore's got a really good defensive team. And Baltimore's secondary should shut down those receivers. So Buffalo's going to have to run the ball to open up the passing game. It's going to be interesting because one of them's going to lose. And so between the three powers in the AFC, two of them are going to be 0-1, and we're going to get we're going to get some wild takes Monday morning. Oh, yeah. I knew it. They're both trash. That'll be great. Can't wait for that. That'll be a lot of fun. Meanwhile, like, somebody's got to win the Colts-Dolphins game. And right. We're going to, I'll tell you, they're on the come. Here he comes. That'll be good. That'll be fun.
The Dolphins are going to do it.
Yeah, we're going to get Ryan Clark screaming at Peter Schrager that he's not a football player and he doesn't know anything about football. It'd be great. Can't wait.
And then making the cringiest tweet you've ever seen in your life right afterwards. Not right afterwards because he did it later tonight or yesterday.
There are a lot of people that are at ESPN that I have a lot of respect for. And in the case of, like, our guy Nate, I'm like, really tight with. ESPN needs to have like a palate cleansing or something.
Take a week off.
I don't know. Like, put the smartest people you employ, like a Nate Taylor, on TV. Right. And stop putting on the dumbest people alive. Just stop. Please stop. I can already hear the Chiefs take Monday morning. Oh, that's it. That just shows it's like, okay, great. Thanks for coming. like I am agreeing that the performance was terrible, and yet I still think
Yeah.
they're probably going to win like 12 games and win the division and be in the AFC Championship game because that's just kind of what they do. And until they don't do that, I'm just going to keep picking them to do it.
Everyone just wants to be early. That's the thing. Everyone wants to be early to it than want to be I told you so, rather than being a little late to it. I'd rather be a little bit late, truthfully. I'd rather be a year late than a year early.
Most times in life, I'd rather be late than early.
Bingo. It's a great point. Last point. Ravens 1.5 point favorites going on the road. Road favorites. So you got some home dog action going on.
That line swung 3 points in a day.
Yeah.
The Bills were 1.5 point favorites. And then, by the way, like really, like genuinely serious note, Tyler Bass now on IR. Matt Prater kicking for the Bill. Like, people were, oh, it's a kicker. Yeah, well, it's a kicker until it's like it actually matters, and the guy shanks one. And it's like, yeah. So he's out for the game. And also, Justin Tucker, of course, nowhere to be found. So a rookie for the Ravens kicking.
That's right.
That game could very well come down to who shanks a field goal.
That could be fun. That could be a perfect way to like end the first Sunday of watching football. It's a good game. It's a good matchup. The NFL knew what they were doing when they were making the schedule. Yeah.
Some massive shank job from 38 yards out.
Wouldn't it be funny if they just like have both teams have like 6 missed field goals each? No offense could actually get anything going. They just keep missing field goals.
That'd be awesome.
6-3 final score.
Okay. I'm here for it.
Yeah. And we'll be back here for you Monday after it all happens.
Right.
And I will be breaking it all down, giving you fastest 2 minutes. I don't think we can do that legally. I think that's probably claimed by Chris Berman forever in perpetuity. But we'll give you.
I'll see if Boone wants to come on.
Yeah, we'll shoot him a message.
Shoot him a text, see if it comes out.
Yeah, that'd be great. But we'll do that. We'll give you a recap, and we'll look ahead to the Chiefs matchup against the Eagles. We will be back Monday, and then we will be Friday. We are Monday, Fridays again for a while here before we get into the Monday night games that the Chiefs will be having coming up in October. Nevertheless, we're going to get into a more consistent schedule. Matt, I don't know if it felt like this to you. It felt like it was a long time in between podcasts. We did one on Monday, but it felt like it was a really long time in between us recording.
Yeah. It's been a while, but here we are.
We did it for you guys. Thank you. Thank you to Matt for staying up for recording this podcast. Much appreciated. Thank you to everybody listening to this podcast. Wherever you're listening to it, make sure to hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. We will be back with more Chiefs content on the KCSN YouTube channel. Let's see. I will be live on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, 12 a.m. to noon, talking about whatever you guys want to talk about. Probably get fired up about a few things and some few takes that are going around there. Come hang out with me on the KCSN YouTube channel. Joshua Briscoe, everything else with Joshua Briscoe on Monday and Friday. We will be live from 12 to 1 as well. So make sure to check us out there. We do very much appreciate you guys hanging out with us, spending your Saturday or your weekend with us, getting ready for NFL action. Football is here. Football is back. We are in full swing, and we will be with you all the way through. For Matt Verderame, I'm Tucker Franklin. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We will be back on Monday to break Week 1 action down. We'll see you then. MIZ.